What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Another Saturday evening. We in the house, in the
Yo,
No podcast. It's your boy T the Chef. My right hand man, Jay Cutter.
in the building.
Sorry for the voice, y'all. A little under the weather, but it's work. We got to get it done. So here we are. Jay, you want to kick him with the topic for the night?
So, it's a cool little deal, but it's one of those questions that's kind of like never been straight up answered because we dance around it a lot. Can men and women truly be friends and
Mm-hmm.
keep a friendship through all, whether they're in a relationship with someone or not, whether you're single, whether you know what I'm saying, whether you whatever level of life you live in, can you still have a friend of the opposite sex? So I wanted to open up with that particular question um, for my brother over here to see what you think about that.
I think it's absolutely doable. You have to, in a sense, I think it makes for a better mate when you have somebody around you like that. For the simple fact is, they can check you. Okay, they know when you're going out of bounds,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it can exist, but there's always a boundary, and unless you two come together to talk about crossing that boundary, I think you should never do it. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right, right,
you know, we got friends. I know I got friends I had, female friends since elementary school. And I'm about to catch half a century. You know, and they have always been the coolest. When you see them, we
right,
speak. They see me with my wife. They don't just speak to me. They speak to my wife.
right,
That type deal. And when I see them with, they counterparts, whether it be they, you know, boyfriend or husband or something, hey, I make it a point to speak, and then speak to them too, to let them know, hey man, we cool. We just ain't that cool in that
right,
sense.
right.
And I think you have to maintain that kind of relationship for you to have balance in whatever you do. Not just in
Mm-hmm.
your relationship,
Mm-hmm.
just whatever you do in life, period. Because once once you cross that line, whether you just speaking on your feelings or something, and maybe that person don't feel the same, you kind of put yourself out there. Then it gets weird. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Right,
okay, maybe I shouldn't spoke about how I felt. You know, which in a sense, it's still kind of cheating a friendship because you're not telling them how you feel. So you got to
mm-hmm.
have balance, and I think you have to use common sense with a lot of it. Um, and sometimes things just get weird because you really could be feeling a person, and but no, it just ain't gonna work. You get what
Gotcha,
I'm saying?
gotcha, gotcha.
They could be like the coolest, like I say, the coolest person. Y'all, y'all jive. Y'all cut up when you around each other, but it just ain't gonna work. So there's no point in you putting yourself out there. Um, maintain that friendship. You know, it ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't nothing wrong with being put in the friend zone. You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
that works both ways because sometimes, it's always usually the guy going after the female and she put him in the friend zone. But yeah, trust me, it's females get put in that zone too.
mm-hmm.
You know, that's just something. Like I said, we can cut up, we can trip, we can work together, we can do all of that. But relationship wise, nah, it don't gel. So let's maintain the friendship, you know. And then, like you said, the boundaries. Know what's out of bounds. It ain't nothing wrong with talking to your friends about what's out of bounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can establish it just like if you was in a relationship. Establish what's out of bounds for a friendship too. You know, people think, well, you know, that's I could do and say, no, you can't. It don't work like that. And if something comes up and that person actually does something to hurt your feelings or make you feel some type of way, tell them. Don't hide it. Don't let it chalk up in you and all that. And you know, don't even send a text message. You know the best thing you can do? Write them a letter. So you can't argue with a letter. They gotta read it. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't no text. Write them a letter. You can laugh at me,
Hey.
but you can't argue with a letter.
I was trying to think about the last time I heard a person talk about writing.
But I learned that,
you know,
from a lady who was actually talking to my wife, and she was trying to tell her, whatever y'all do, this before we got married, don't go to bed mad at each other. If you feel like that person is that type of person where any discussion they take as an argument, and I'll be the first one to put my hand up. That was me. That was all me. I was a great listener, but I was awful at communicating. So everything that I took that was maybe I might have saw as judgmental, I thought it was an argument. You get what I'm saying? So she taught her that write him a letter. He gotta read it. He gotta read it before he can even come back to you to say anything. And then, most likely, 98% of the time, he's gonna come back calm. So you can talk to him. That's the way you beat it. With somebody who's an awful communicator. Now, where I was 20 some odd years ago to where I am now, totally different person. I not only know how to listen, I don't take everything personal or as an attack. So we got better. Not just me, the whole relationship got better. So you in turn have to do those same things with your friends. But go back to your original question. I really do believe that, men and women can coexist as friends and it be cool. You get what I'm saying? You don't want for your friendship with a female to be weirded out or considered crazy with the person that you're with. You get what I'm saying? Because believe it or not, no matter what you do, it's hard to make an insecure person feel secure. Okay? You can do everything in the book. You can quit going out. You can quit going to the gym. You can stay with them in the house, shuttled up, and they still it's not going to feel right to them that you got. So, people around you are the opposite sex. So, that's something that you got to balance.
So,
yeah. Go ahead.
With that, do you think it's okay to have, we'll just use men because that's what we are. All right. So you think it's okay to have a woman as a friend that your wife does not know? Or someone that's not in your life enough to where they interact with your everyday activities. You see what I'm saying? Like someone that you may randomly run into and you'll be the only one to speak to them. They'll be the only one to speak to you. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're single or married. But either way it goes, y'all two are the only ones in your friendship. Do you think that's okay? Or do you think that person has to be able to receive people that's coming in and out of your life?
I'm going to say, for me, I'm going to say it's okay. And here's why. you're not gonna be able to run through the whole list of everybody that you know what I'm saying, that you run into that's of the opposite sex for your mate or your wife or whatever to meet them. Okay, it's a difference if, let's just say, you go to a particular restaurant and that person that's the friend is a server or something or a host or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you quit. You know, you visit this place. Let's just say twice a month. Okay, and maybe one time you know you by yourself. Next time you got your wife. If that person's working, introduce them. Say, hey, you know, that's my friend such and such. I would never walk, you know, let it be like, well, I don't know, I'm chill, because it's gonna be an awkwardness,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But like I say, you really have to understand who you're with to even know, am I gonna take that risk to introduce them?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I say, you can't. It's gonna be hard. Uh, like I say, trying to get somebody that's insecure to feel secure, no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it go vice versa. You know, if she got friends who are male, maybe somebody she went to school with a long time ago, da 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 da. There's levels to that. I can know you because we had shop class together. You know what I'm saying, or
Mm-hmm.
something. Or we went to the career center. You know, we rode the bus over there, so we got to know each other. You know, that type deal. And then there's the people that, you know, that was from the neighborhood that we went to school with, that we saw every single day, all day long,
Yeah.
and y'all develop a bond. There's a difference in that, and you know, you got to be honest with yourself. You know, just if you feel comfortable, man. But if you know it's gonna make the person that you with uncomfortable, knowing that you know this person, yeah, that's a shot in the dark. You might wanna be quiet about that one,
I,
especially if that's all it was.
I think really on that, man, like you can't once you get into a relationship, whether it's a serious relationship, marriage, whatever the level is, there's certain things you're gonna have to shake loose.
Right.
Because when it's just you, no one else can cling to you anyway. So it doesn't matter. You can go anywhere, be anywhere. Hey, what up? Yo, yeah. Oh, give me 30 minutes. You're on your own agenda.
Right.
You're on your own wavelength.
Yes,
But
sir.
once you connect with somebody, like you said, you gotta know them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but once you place yourself in a relationship correctly, I don't think a lot of people will approach you out of bounds.
No.
You know what I'm saying? If you
No.
conduct
No.
yourself correctly, you know what I mean.
And you know what, man?
Some folks still act single, but they're in relationships. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's the crazy thing about it, man.
You
And
know,
then
that
take for
leads to a
instance,
lot.
kid you not, right hand on my daddy grave. I was in Walmart right before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Girl, I've been knowing her, like I say, since the third grade.
Mm-hmm.
Cool as a fan. Her people's cool. We all know each other from the neighborhood, right? And so you know, I'm like, I see you in the line. You know, we checking out or whatever. And I'm like, hey, what's happening? We going back and forth, and she say, just tell your wife I said hello. And I'm like, you know what? That's cool. You get what I'm saying? Ain't never, it ain't never been no harshness, no nothing. Because you got some, let's just put it out there. It's, it's folks or females who may know you, ain't really just, ain't saying they're your friend. You know what I'm saying? But they see how you treat your wife
Mm-hmm.
or your girlfriend. And that becomes, in a way, kind of appealing because either they got somebody that's either treating them awful or has treated them awful and don't know what that feels like.
Mm-hmm.
So you become a draw simply for the way you treat the one you're with. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you like this: I ain't got no money. Okay, I ain't got no money. So if you're looking for some money, you're in bad shape. Okay, it can't be about the cash at all. Okay, um, and the way I see it is, I'm the same guy from high school. So if you consider me lame or not that dude, then consider me that at 50. I'm still the same dude. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
My wife, yeah, she spoiled rotten. I did that. And I'm still gonna do that. You get what I'm saying? But don't look at the happy, smiling faces to think we ain't been through some shit too. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
When you see our channel, you see us cutting up and all that. But it was some dark days too. Don't get it twisted. You know. And if you ain't gonna hang in there for them, there wouldn't be no reason to try to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can be with you when it's sunny outside. What the fuck you do when it's pouring rain?
Yeah.
Nigga ain't even gonna go get the umbrella for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you can't take me in the rainy days, I don't need you.
So that's the role. So the role of a friend in your life has to have similar consideration to you and your significant other.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like so it can happen. Men and women, yeah, we can do that if we grown.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I don't mean old. I mean grown.
Yeah, because
That means mature
yeah,
and knowing what the hell you do because you know what you do.
Age
you know
don't determine maturity.
No, it doesn't.
You get what I'm saying? So,
not at all.
Like you say, you got to be grown, and I know
you got to be mature about that.
I know plenty of grown young folk.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Some young people got it together.
It's some young folks got it together. Shout out to the young folk, man, that got it together. I applaud you because I done some dumb shit when I was young.
Yeah.
And like I say, 50 and still doing dumb shit.
Right.
It's just less. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think, like I say, I can really honestly say, and I'm gonna make this point real quick. Excuse me. It's been about 4 years ago. I had catered a party, and so the lady when she contacted me, she had got my name off of Facebook. Somebody had recommended me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to keep the conversation going, when we first was booking the party, I accepted her friend request. Ain't thought no more about it. I done a party. She, laughing, send, silly stuff on my post, all that kind of stuff, right? And then one morning, I get an inbox from her, and it said, "I would hate to be your wife." And I'm like, huh? And she says, because you can say the silliest stuff or just say good morning, and there's women just lining up to reply. And I don't think, I could take that. I say, that's the reason why you're not my wife. You get what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Honestly, if my wife felt bad and came at me and said, T, I think it's a little bit too much what you're doing, on social media, what all you got going on, then I'm going to take her feelings into consideration and I'm going to chop down what I need to. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's me because of other care I have for her. Okay? At the same time, I know how to stay still and move at the same time. You're gonna have to, you're gonna have to redirect something. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if she wasn't secure in who she was, that would be an issue. Because then, if I start to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, every time you feel a certain way, pretty soon you done made a punk. I ain't gonna hit on nothing. Everything you say it's just gonna be the gospel, and I gotta rearrange for it.
Yeah.
You know, and that ain't life. You know what I'm saying?
You still got to be an individual.
You got to be an individual.
So
you know,
yeah.
so like I say, getting off your point, but at the same time trying to make a point. You know, you can't rock that. I got a friend, like I say, since like neighborhood girl, she done got married, had kids. She done seen my kids grow. She shout out when they have birthdays and whatever, and still to this day, we solid when we see each other. Ain't nothing to hide. I've introduced her to my wife. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My wife might not necessarily know who she is every time she see her, but she knows who she is.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I say, it only becomes a problem. I think those type of relationships only become a problem when you've had the opportunity to introduce them, and you just chose not to.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay. So now let's put a little spin on it. So, okay, so in order for the friendship to remain friendly, you can't find comfort in the person that you have as a friend beyond the person you have as a spouse or mate or significant other. When you find more comfort in your friend than you do in the person
that's in your house,
yes,
yeah, that's gonna be an issue.
It's a major issue. So that will be a deal breaker on the male female friendship,
right?
Because they're gonna overstep. Because you really gonna give it to them for them
you
to
put the line out there.
Yeah, you really bringing
because
them into your house.
You discuss most likely discuss something personal between you and your mate with them.
Yeah,
and you know, or your dissatisfaction with something. You know, so now it's like, okay, well, if that's your lack, let me fill in that spot.
Yeah, and and then that changes how you see that person you took on as a friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's deal with the boundaries we spoke about. So what are some of the things you think that will help keep the boundaries in place?
Common sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Common sense. First of all, common sense. It's kind of expensive, but
you know what I'm saying? We're
gonna have to write the ticket on it. You're gonna have to pay the ticket on that one.
Thinking is optional right now.
No, thinking is not optional. Thinking is not optional when you want to maintain your life.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always say, I'll be the first one. I done been out of bounds before. I done been in and out of relationships since 19, before I met my wife. My out of bounds came as a reaction, not the action. Okay, see, it was one that I wanted one of our topics to be, but I'm gonna plug it in here because then it'll start to make sense. Okay, I've been cheated on, and I've been the cheater. Okay, and what that means is this: when they chose to go and do their thing, my dumb ass thought, well, shit, I'm gonna make them feel just as bad as I do. So I'm gonna go out and do my thing. But here go the stupid part. They didn't give a shit about your feelings in the first place. Else they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
So now you gonna mess with your integrity and who you are, just try to prove a point somebody don't even care.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you ruin yourself trying to get back at somebody that didn't care in the first place.
Yeah. You lose you.
You lose you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I done been out of bounds before. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
It's
but
part of the reason why vengeance is not ours.
It's not ours.
Because we can't control it.
You can't.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't.
Yeah, I get that.
But I mean, it's man, as long as you're going to have males and females, it's, like I say, to protect the friendship. Talk. You know, when you see each other, you acknowledge each other. You know, if you got your mate or your spouse or whatever, whatever with you, introduce them.
Yeah.
Introduce them.
Yeah.
You know what's the harm of that? You ain't got nothing to hide.
Unless you're not satisfied where you are.
Well,
Because a lot of the awkwardness comes from selfishness. When a person is selfish with their life, but they're in a relationship, it always causes problems. But they're always long term problems. Because it's like this person has invested in you time, mental capacity, whatever it is. They've invested that in you,
right.
trying to learn you. But you were only giving them part of you that you wanted them to have. But the part that you held dear
was for
was
somebody
for the
else.
world.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You're still out there. That's 1 foot in, 1 foot
out. Right.
You know, you're still out there, and that's the hard part about having. So going back to our beginning, the friendship. What qualifies a person? Now, this is the reason why I'm asking this is because you're bringing a person into your life that may have known you, but not known you. You see what I'm saying? Like when you become friends, this is what I'm saying. This is why the whole question even came up was because when a person becomes friends with somebody, you spend time. Okay, I don't know anybody that you call a friend that you ain't never spent no time with. So,
right,
in order for you to be able to successfully have a female as a friend,
you had to spend some time.
You had to spend some time.
Right. So, in most times, in most sections, that's going to be most likely somebody you work with. You're going to have. It's going to be something where you see them more than normal.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me to consider you a friend, you know, and then like I say, then we got friends that, like I said, we grew up with them. You know, I don't see, you know, such and such all the time, but when I do, that's my friend. Hey, you know what I mean? Yeah. What's going on with you? You know, wherever I may be.
It gets deeper when you're sitting around and it's late in the evening or something, and you're like, man, I wonder what such and such doing,
right?
Or how they doing, or what's going on with them.
And you just reach out
for a person to be on your mind at all,
right?
There has to be something there. There has to be something that you hold on to. There's something that you cling to from this person. There's something, I don't know whether it's they always make you smile or laugh or whatever the case may be, and that may be the only reason why you're around them. Like, well, I always feel good when you come around. Yeah. Hey, what's up?
You got something stupid.
Something
stupid to say.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know, you dab it up, whatever the case may be.
And like I say, but I think, in long story short, man, it's a common sense thing, man. You know what's out about. You know what's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
And here go the thing about it. Even if you were the one that go out of bounds, okay? One, don't hold that shit on yourself. You take that up with yourself and your creator, and quit holding it against yourself, because you'll start to do miserable things because you feel like, this is all the end of the world. Man, nah. You know, forget yourself and then move on. Just learn from that mistake, okay? And then 2, communicate. That's communication. Communication builds the trust. As soon as you start not communicating, the trust is here. Okay? You don't get the trust first and then communicate. It ain't even logical.
Right.
I have no reason to trust you if you ain't communicating with me.
Right. If I don't know what's going on with you.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you got that, and like I say, we have to learn how to have discussions without tearing a person down.
Yeah.
And I think if you got that with whoever, your mate or your friends, somebody you really consider a friend, and I think sometimes people get a lot of stuff twisted because they think that everybody they friends with on social media is a friend. So
we hand out labels too easy.
And on top of that, though, but when you tag on, it says, what it say? Add them as a friend. That's
So the
I
word,
know
word to be
you.
used loosely.
It's abusive. You know, that I know you, but when we call you friend, that's different. And that's just for me.
Yeah.
You know, because most of the people that's on my social media platforms are people that I know. So that's a little bit different for us. You know, instead of somebody that's just tagging on to you because they needed a barber that cut little kids' hair. It say add a friend, but you a client. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We not friends.
Right.
You know, and then
We
maybe
don't
over the
hang.
course of time,
Yeah, we don't hang.
we friends. We might, you know, we might end up being friends, but you know, I think, and then that's another thing. I think people confuse being friendly with friends.
Of course.
I'm a friendly person. Not necessarily mean I'm your friend.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, don't get them too confused.
So, one last question. Check this out. Got a little twist put on this thing. Hey, I'm coming with the foolishness. You know how I do. So check this out. What if the friend of the opposite sex, right? Let's peek this now.
Okay.
What if they've been waiting on an opportunity to get with you, but they've played the friendship role to perfection? Wow.
Well, I would say
Even been respectful to your spouse, kids, BA.
that
Even
would be,
have their own relationship. I've seen it. They could be in their own joint, looking like the Huxtables over here or something. You know what I'm saying? You know.
but that's going back to what you were saying about 1 foot in and 1 foot here,
but still waiting on you.
Waiting on whatever to go.
Open up that door that you've always kept closed.
But
you know
if
what
you
I'm
feel
saying?
if you feel it, know that whatever's going on with you inside your house, that's the part you just don't communicate. Don't say nothing.
Right.
Don't say nothing. You know you might want to talk, try to get it off your chest. No sir.
Right.
You better find your journal. You better get your nice drink and a cigar, or you better go to what's that? What the Catholics do? Confession.
You sent it out.
You know what I'm saying? You better get it off your way, but don't put that out there, brother. I'm trying to tell you, it'll come back to bite you. Yeah. You know, and is weird as that may sound, it's I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I seen it, and I'm gonna tell you what made it's crazy. So, dude and the girl, you might well say they were married because they had raised their son together. He was probably 17, 18 at the time. The whole time they've been together, but they never officially tied the knot or whatever, right? So she got a female friend that she go to lunch with.
Okay.
But then the female friend is single.
Okay.
She starts bringing her to their house for lunch and weekend gatherings and everybody over da 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 da. She done that so much. She come home one day, her shit on the curb. The girl done moved in. Okay, listen to me. Now, this guy and this female, they run together for, let's say, 10 to 12 years. What you think happened? She turned around and done the same thing to him. Yeah. So sometimes that grass may look a little green. But when it look a little greener, it's most likely because it's full of shit. Okay? Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
What I will say is this. If you desire, and truly desire somebody or something that's outside of what you have, go for that. don't fuck this other person's life up just because you want to be with them because you know they treat you nice or they got money or you know she look like this and all that. 'Cause all that stuff can go away if you ain't got no connection to them.
Right.
And then it's why you truly there is gonna reveal itself. You know,
Right.
when the money get tight, oh now,
Mm-hmm.
you know you ain't feeling good and all of that type deal.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
because it got tight for a minute.
Right.
Or she's starting to put a little age on her, so that body might not be just tight as it used to be. So I don't really want to go out with her. You know, that type deal. It happens.
Yeah.
You know, and one thing about me, oh, I'm just gonna say I'm no relationship guru. People come and ask me questions. I kind of really stay out of the relationship mess because mine ain't never, you know, as good as I think mine is, it still got imperfections too,
Yeah.
and that which includes me. So I really try to stay out of this lane, but this was a good topic for my brother to bring up, and it's just me throwing out what I feel. I just think really in the beginning, you know what you got, and you know what you got in that friend. And like I say, if you ain't got nothing to hide, you know, introduce them to your other half. I think when you have the opportunities to do it and you just don't do it, then that's on something else,
Yeah.
you know. But like I say, at the same time that we talk about that side of it, there's a lot of respect out there too. Don't get it twisted. You know, don't think it's always a bad thing. It's women and men who out there who respect those boundaries and will go out of their way to make sure they people know exactly who they are.
Right.
And we'll let anybody know, hey, they're my folks, but I don't play like that.
Right.
And you really had to cling on to those type people because they there to protect you. You know, they see when you sway,
Yeah.
and all they're gonna do is bump you, put you back in your lane.
Yeah.
You know, and it's always a good thing to have people like that around you.
Yeah.
And I can say that for the simple fact is, my big sister, you know, my parents didn't have any girls. But my big sister, Cindy Davis, love her to death. And I never forget it, man. We was at Arsonist pool party. It's been 16, 17 years ago. We just having a ball. Me and my boys, we just hanging. You know what I'm saying? And there was a female, you know, she came up and, she was trying to talk or whatever. And I ain't have to say much. My sister put it in check. Hey, and that's the way it was. I don't have no, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nobody who around me that's gonna help me mess up. And that's when you know you got the right folk. You know, it's people that come along, you know, and don't be wrong, boy. Hey, they would dangle the goods in front of you.
Of course.
You dig what I'm saying? They would. But the only thing about it is this: they don't really like you. They just want to see if your relationship is strong as what you post on social media. That's it. That's it for them. And once they got you,
I stay away from
you
it.
done. You know. So you gotta learn how to pump your brakes on this thing.
We gotta also just one last little point, man. We have to have our circle that's in our life has to be qualified. And
Duly
you know what I'm
qualified.
saying? Like, because we have to do some inventory to the point to where if you're not adding to my life, you're taking from it. You know what I'm saying? It's just bottom line. Like, we drag along baggage in the form of people for a long time. and you become so familiar with their bull job that you call them a friend. Cause you familiar with
Yeah.
that shit that terrible. You feel me? Like
Right.
so, we kind of have to we got to check ourselves because we're not good self evaluators. If we get better at self evaluating, we'll be able to have those friendships because you'll know who you are, what you expect, and you'll have those same things towards your friends. And your friends will understand it, then they'll step to that level or either step away. One of the two. You know, and we can't, anytime one thing, like you say, one thing we talked about earlier was boundaries. But beyond the boundaries, is standing on your stuff. If this is who you are, be that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like day in, day out, be that. And like that's the only way to really have a friend. Because brothers and sisters, they're made through adversity. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to be cool with a person when shit's good all the time. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. It's easy to be around then.
Boy,
But what happened when, you know what I'm saying, I need something, or I might not even need no money from you. I'm just saying,
I might just need to talk for a second.
Or I need you not to tell my
But guess what?
business.
I
Or
guarantee
whatever,
you like this.
you know.
When it's all, like you say, it's all sunshine, but y'all bro, sis, we rocking.
Mm-hmm.
Let it start raining on you. Like I say,
Yeah.
Cat won't even go get the umbrella.
Yeah.
Hey man, if you ain't got nothing for me, I ain't got nothing in it. It don't, you know, it don't bother me one way or the other. But when you get back on, holler at me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We gotta be more selective though, you know.
Yeah.
Y'all take
Most
care of
definitely.
yourself, take care of each other.
Yes.
Take care of each other.
Do
Stop
that.
being so selfish, man. You know.
Do that.
And all you cats that's married and all this other stuff, fall back, man. Fall back. See what's
All
going
the
on
way
at
back.
the house.
Just a wall.
You know what I'm saying?
Stay
Make sure you
in
know
your
what's going on at
room
the house.
with the door locked.
Cause like the house can go wrong quick. So just, you know what I'm saying? Cause when you hurt people, you hurt people. That hurt don't go away. Not like that. So it's like words are always remembered. So just gotta kind of just remember to pour into your people that mean something to you. Those that you consider friends, those you consider loved ones. Whatever the deal is, make sure you're doing your part to pour into them, all right? That's all I got, peace of mind. That's all I got.
Hey, that's a wrap for me.
been
See y'all next time.
Catch y'all on the flip. Take care.
3. There it is.
Peace.